going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Truck Driver Sean channel. Today, we got something from a company I'd never even heard of. Beetronics. Alright. So this is called the Overhive. It's a very interesting pedal. Because they put some thought into packaging. No one really does that in the pedal game much anymore. Like, usually they just put them in plain white boxes with a tag on them, right? These guys go all out, man. I mean, I don't want to sit here and like stroke their dick or nothing, but Jesus, I mean, everywhere you look, there's not a side that doesn't have something on it. All right? It's like super cool. And then you open it, and they even have like custom paper, like as if it was Christmas. When you open it up, and you get this, the Overhive, which is a very interesting looking pedal, right? I mean, look at it. It's just different. Completely different. And then they give you some stuff here. One of them is a card explaining what all this thing does, because if you're like me, you're fucking stupid. So let's go over it. So right here, that is the tone control. All right. The next one down here is the Hive Switch for looser and tighter. And then, of course, you have your output and your 9-volt. And then you have your honey, which is basically, it's your power. How much are you feeding into your amp from this? Then you have your master volume, which is right here. So that takes care of what's it going to push. And you have a pilot lamp, which does nothing but light up for whatever reason. And then you have your output right there. Oh, the body switch. It controls more or less low end. That's what the little toggle right there is. So, yeah. And look at the paint job on that thing. Like, that is just sick. And by the way, Chase Lewis sent this to me. You know what channel he's from, right? Because you've been paying attention the last few videos. You know you're supposed to go like, that sounds terrible. Go subscribe to his channel. Because he doesn't have very many subscribers. And he's a good dude. Gives you good information. He cares. You know, he's having fun. He's not doing it for a living. It's like me, he actually works. And they also give you a pick. What's this? Okay, that looks pretty awesome. So their board inside looks like a bee and a little honeycomb. That's pretty badass. This is a custom series. So yeah. Looks like they do a lot with fuzz. Fat Bee Overdrive. That's something I'd probably check out. I'm not really into fuzz. Matter of fact, if you've known me for any amount of time, my saying is fuck fuzz. But this pedal right here, I've been playing around with it for a few minutes. I've been playing with it. It's badass. It's really good. And what the hell is this? Beetronics. Tells you to go to their website. Super high octave stinger. I don't know. But their packaging and their aesthetics is pretty awesome. I gotta say that. I was pretty impressed. I understand why Chase was like having to get that, because it's stinking cool, you know? It just is. I mean, look at that thing. Like, it's over the top, you know? No one goes over the top anymore, and that's just ridiculous. And this is a custom one, of course. You know, it's got purple on it. I don't even know what these things go for. I can only imagine, because of what this thing does and the quality that's built, it's very expensive. Probably around the $300 mark, I imagine, but I don't know. Apparently, every time I say something costs something, it's a lot cheaper, so good for you. If you're like, oh, I'll spend $300, you go and look, it's $250, then I look awesome. I'm not stupid. Remember that. All right, well, let's hook this up and zoom in on it, and yeah, we'll play with it. That's what she said. That's what she said. Mm-hmm. All right, let's put everything in the middle here. I guess toggles don't go in the middle, so we'll start with all the toggles down. All right, let's get set up to film this, and I'll be right back. Hold please. All right, so we're back. We have the Beetronics all hooked up to the Republic X amp. And they're using a Chris Robertson Paul Reed Smith SE model. So it's also on a 2x12 that is cabbed up with Eminence DV77s, mic'd up with an SM57. All right, so here's my tone with just the X amp, and I'm not going to keep turning the vocal mic off, so just deal with the clicks and shit. All right, now we turn the Beetronics on, all switches down, everything on 50%. So as a little reference point. All right, with everything on 50%, you really don't need, you can just turn it off and leave. It sounds so good. Just sounds so good, so good, so good. But I'm here to show you what it does. Let's turn this bitch down. We'll just hit an A chord and we'll just tinker with it. All right, for this part, I am going to go and use the actual audio, because I think it's important to actually hear the big difference this thing makes. So, all right, we're at 50%. I'm going to go and turn off the vocal mic, and I'm just going to turn some knobs. When I change the knobs, I'll let you know which one's which. This one right here that we're doing, this is the honey, which is the amount of gain you get. All right, so here we go. All right, so I got that gain right in a good happy place right now. So we're gonna play around with a tone control, which right now is in the middle. So we're gonna give that thing a hard swing to the left and then work our way back to the right. Here we go. All right, so there we go. That's the tone control. Now we're going to play around with the master volume, which should be pretty simple. We're either going to turn it off or we're going to crank it up. So just for shits and giggles, let's turn that bitch. All right, as expected, it just got louder, which probably in the recording, I can't imagine makes too much of a difference. So the next one we have is the Hive Switch, which makes it looser and tighter. Right now it is on the tighter, which is the down. So we'll play a riff in the down, and then we'll play a riff in the up. All right, here we go. All right, so clearly I like it on the tighter myself, and even though it's subtle, it still makes enough difference where you can go, yep, that did something. That's a sign of genius, by the way. This pedal kicks ass. And it's cool as hell looking. Looks vintage, but yet it's modern. They put some work into it. Kind of like it. So the next is the body switch, which is more low end, less low end. I have it on the less low end right now, which is the down switch. So we'll play a riff in that. Then we'll knock it up to where it has more low end. And then, of course, I'll show you the sound of the amp and go back through them. Right, here we go. right, there you go, my friends. That is the Overhive by the one and only Beetronics. Very cool pedal. Is the very first pedal I ever laid hands on by this company, and I am just impressed. Not only does it look cool, it's got some weird shit going on with it, but it really does do what overdrive should be doing, and that's kind of taking a tone you're good with and just making it better without really sacrificing what your amp is. I mean, if you bought a shit amp, you made a mistake anyways. The pedals aren't really ever going to fix it. So buy a good amp, and like any good steak or any good piece of chicken, you season it, man. It just takes something that already tastes good and just makes it better. All right? Huge thanks, I mean massive thanks, to Chase Lewis over there at the YouTube channel. That sounds terrible. And yeah, couldn't thank him enough for sending me out some of these really cool pedals this time. You know, I've gotten quite a few from him that are just, they're fucking fantastic. Anyhow, keep music evil. Bring metal to the children. Don't be a dick. And check out Beetronics Electronics. All right? Very cool. Thanks for everything. And hey, if you'd be so kind, subscribe to my shit. Very cool, man. Later.